Hello, it's me again. Um, these brief messages will be. Hang on, that's better. I can see now. These messages will be irregular at best. Sometimes I'll do them when I feel like doing them. It's one of the benefits of not being paid to do something you do when you want to do it. Ooh, there's a life lesson. Do what you want to do when you want to do it. Amateurism. Don't do stuff for money. Do stuff because you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. See if anyone notices. Which is completely... Oh no, I know what I was going to talk about. Yeah. Habits. Habits. Things that you do without thinking. Now, maybe you should do everything mindfully. You should think about, what am I doing now? What am I saying now? What am I feeling now? And the more you can be in touch with that, the better. But habits are things that you just do at a certain time or in a certain place, or because, well, that's what you do, you know. And addictions are habits that have become valueless. You don't really get the benefit anymore. You're compelled to do them. It's a compulsive situation. So what I'm going to share with you is how to change the way your brain is mapped. And this science, there's science in this, real stuff, not just woo-woo stuff that I've made up or other people have made up and I'm recycling without credit. That's what I usually do. So, science. Your brain, and this is neuroplasticity. Look it up and it will probably be explained by somebody a lot better than I'm about to. But it's the way that your brain forms neural pathways so that when you do a thing, it makes it easier to do that thing because it puts all those bits of your brain that it uses to do that thing and it connects them all up. So this is why I haven't taken any cocaine at all this morning. I don't know why my nose is itching. So the first time you do something, it's unfamiliar. It's why time passes slower when you're on holiday at the start of your holiday, because everything's new and weird and you're in a strange building or a strange place or a strange country and the newspapers are weird and the TV is weird and the money is weird and so your brain is having to process everything much more slowly than it does usually. So time actually passes slower because there's more stuff in it. Whereas your normal daily routine, you go to work, you do your job, you come back again, and you just think, I don't know, what happened? What happened there? I don't know. What did you do at work today? I have no idea. I turned up, I went home. Stuff happened in between. So when you do anything new, it's complicated and it requires attention. The example that I can use for most people is driving. When you first start to drive, if I can remember back that, I can just about remember when I started driving. I don't remember the name of the horse, but it was complicated. There was buttons and levers and things and pedals, and you had to do stuff at the same time, and then there was all the stuff outside the car and people and honking and and now. Most people have been driving for any length of time. You get in the car, you drive, and that's it, and you're there, and you've listened to the radio and eaten kebab or whatever you've done, and you don't really think about it anymore. Probably too much unawareness, actually. You might want to get back to try narrating what you're doing as you're driving. Pay a bit more attention. But anyway, so what's happened is that your brain has gone, okay, in order to drive, we need to do this and this and this and this and this, and I'll put them all in an order and I'll make it easier to do. So that takes, and this has been measured by clever people, it takes 21 days. And for that first 21 days, it's weird and complicated. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you have to sort of work at it. And then after that 21 days, that process of neural mapping has started. And in 90 days, it's hardwired in. It's become something that's actually quite difficult then to not do and to forget how to do. If you think about it, how could you forget how to read or forget how to drive? Or that's one of the horrible things that dementia does, is it destroys those embedded neural pathways. So you forget what a fork is, or where you live, or your name, or who people around you are. And that's why it's such a bastard. But in normal life, you have this 21 days to learn a thing and 90 days for it to become embedded. Now, it's very difficult if you habitually do a thing, and whatever that thing is, whether it's a behaviour or whether it's a thought pattern or whatever it might be, if you've been doing it for years, you're good at it, worrying or smoking or drinking or whatever. Or just, being nosy, or looking at your phone, or I don't know, whatever. You know what it is. You know what you do. So there's a lot of pointing in today's message. So it's very difficult to just stop, because your brain will go, well, this is when we do the thing. This is what this bit of time is for, doing the thing now. I look at my phone now. I'm on the bus, so I look at my phone. Or I've had a pub, I've had a drink. Right, I'll go outside and have a fag. So the way to challenge those behaviours and to disrupt them is not to ignore them. It's not to go, oh, I'm not going to do that, because literally every bit of or huge chunks of your brain and your body will be going, we have to do the thing now, because it's what you do. So replace it. This is the clever bit. Where is the camera on this phone? There, is it down there? I don't know. I'm looking somewhere. Replace it with something. Do something else instead of the thing. And to use a completely ridiculous example, if you want to give up biting your nails, take up crack cocaine, because you'll forget about biting your bloody nails really quickly. You replaced it with something far more addictive and damaging and important, and it will take over. So that's probably not the best of examples. But do something else. If you're somebody who snacks of an evening and you don't want to do that, when you think, oh, I'll have a bag of crisps now, get up, have a glass of water, half a glass of water, because it's not enough. This is the other clever thing that I'm going to tell you. When you try and take on a new behaviour, let's say getting fit, because I don't need to. I'm 0% body fat, and I have the body of a 20-year-old. I mean, it's in the cellar, but I've said too much. When you want to get fit, you say, right, I'm going to go to the gym every day, and I'm going to run the London Marathon, which is in April. Right, okay, great. If you do that, fantastic. But that's like a lot. That's a lot of stuff. Particularly, if you've been sort of overweight, lazy person for the last 30 years, you're talking about making a fairly significant, drastic U-turn. And unless you've got a pretty good reason for doing that, you're probably not going to do it. If you do it, great, well done. I'll sponsor you. Send me a link. But if not, try doing this. Say, I'm going to go to the gym once a week. Just once. Because it's not enough. If you want to drink more water, say I'm going to drink half a glass of water, because it's not enough. And what you'll do is you'll actually, if you like it, you drink half a glass of water and you go, well, I might as well fill the whole thing up. So what you've done is you've doubled your target straight away. You're drinking a full glass of water. And then you're sort of getting the habit of drinking a glass of water, and your body will get accustomed to that, and it will say, have some more water. But to start with, if you go, I'm going to drink 5 litres of water a day, which is what you're supposed to, I think that's what you're supposed to do. Don't quote me, look that up. I don't know what I'm talking about. If you do that every day, and you've got this 5 litre thing on your desk, it's like, that's a lot of water. That's a lot. So drink half a glass. And the same with if you're going to change a behaviour and replace it with something, don't go massive straight away, because you're gonna fail. If you buy a harpsichord and you're going to be giving recitals at the Albert Hall in 6 months, you're probably not going to do it. You know, that whole 10,000 hours of practice to become world class is a thing. So start with an hour. Start with half an hour. Start with 10 minutes. If you're going to meditate, don't start with the hour at 5 o'clock in the morning and all the yoga. Do 5 minutes. When you're making a cup of tea, this is a good thing. If you drink tea, when the kettle's boiling, and while the tea is brewing to a suitably dark colour, and not the way French people make it, which is far too weak, while that's happening, do some Qigong. Look it up. Qi Qigong. G-U-N-G, I think it is. It's spelt loads of different ways because it's Chinese, but it's like Tai Chi, except it's like one thing at a time. Do a bit of that. Because you can do one of those straight away. You can do it in 2 minutes while you're waiting for the kettle, or while you're waiting for the bus, or even while you wait for the lift at work, if you don't want to take the stairs. I can't do stairs. My knees won't do stairs anymore. So basically what I'm saying is, if you just want to, I should have done this at the start to save you listening to the last 10 minutes or so, but little changes. Don't just stop something, replace it with something. And if you're going to change, do it bit by bit by bit. And after that 90-day period of that change, you'll be in a position where you'll actually think, I don't remember what it was like to not do this. I don't remember what it was like to do the thing that I did before. And that's when you can say that you've properly given up. Now, if it's a destructive behaviour, if we're talking about self-abuse, drug abuse, alcoholism, body image problems, there's probably some kind of underlying cause. There might be. I don't know. It's you. I don't know you. Nose is itching. I don't have a drug problem. I have a money problem. I don't have enough money for drugs. If you have an underlying behaviour that's driving, an underlying thought process, an underlying idea that's driving the behaviour, you'll need to watch for that. Because actually, if you think that you're a worthless piece of crap, and that sends you to drinking or to overeating, and you join the gym, you're just going to turn that into a punishment, and you're going to become a mad gym bunny because you're beating yourself up for something else. So be aware of the idea. Work on the idea. But if it's just a behaviour that you just want to change, it's really easy. Replace it with something, make small steps. If it's an underlying idea, work on that. And that's what I'm going to talk about in my next video. Teaser. Yeah. So you can do these things. You can not do these things. I'm just a bloke on the internet.